Swivel, reach up.
For a flower sweep.
Back.
Right.
Ankle.
Side crunch. Make this leg light, take you over. Okay. Scissor sweep. Collar sleeve. Here. Shift. Leg can come up. Drop leg. Big pull. Okay. I want to go over another type of scissor sweep today. And actually, we're going to go with standing sweep. I'll do the scissor sweep next time. The immediate thing that's going to happen when you go against higher level people is they're not going to keep their legs on the floor. They're going to get up to their feet. Right now, it doesn't take much to attach myself to you. But if you stand up, all of a sudden I'm hanging off of your hips. Now you see how you like awkwardly got up? Not gonna work in terms of my ability to pull you down, and it's gonna be slow. So you need to go back down an efficient way to get to a standing position, something easy. Because if we're fighting this hand fight in here and I have any kind of control and you like step, you open up like a foot, like you go ahead and start to crank, I'm immediately gonna come underneath that leg. So, one of the best ways, and there's many ways to start splitting the guard, but one of the best ways is to allow gravity to pull me off of your hips instead of trying to push my legs off back up. So you're gonna make V blocks and press them in. Remember what we did with posture, how we rounded our spine and we lifted our pelvis? That should be constant. That should never change. If it does change, I am gonna have success in pulling you in. So you're gonna V block. Rounded spine. And then right here. So are you sitting on your feet or are you on your toes? Okay, well you're gonna have to get to your toes to actually get to a standing position. So go onto your toes, balls of your feet. When you do, you took weight off of this. All of your weight should be stapling my shoulders to the mat, so it's hard for me to get turned onto my side. It's when I get turned onto my side that I can sweep you. Everything up to this point has involved something like this, right? So keep your weight distributed through the floor. Now that you're on your toes, spring up to your feet and keep your head not here, but going in this trajectory. Up, not straight up to the ceiling, not straight up in front of my head, but up at 45 degrees like you're leaving orbit. Spring up. Now stand. This is a big problem for me. All the way. Don't let me get Russian. Now I have to worry about you leaning. Nope, just lean your back and putting your thumb inside and backstepping as I stiff arm to open up my guard. And what's worse is gravity is helping you do this, because if I do nothing else, you feel that I'm being pulled off of your hips. First thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the ankles or the pants. We're gonna drop our hips. Our feet are gonna go into the hips, right underneath the belt. I'm gonna pull, but I'm gonna push at the same time. And the moment that I know that you're falling back, like I'm not here, but as soon as you actually start to tip back, I'm gonna regress and pull my feet back into the inside of your legs. Okay? I'm gonna push and come up into position. Does that make sense? Come up again. So again, you staple me down to the mat. You go up to a standing position. I can't wait. I need to immediately get on the feet. Drop. And come up into an offensive position. Okay. So let's do that. There's a lot of different ways that I could go about this. I could staple if you have a gi on. I could go here. A lot of times you'll see people grab like this if they're trying to go one leg at a time. I find that's the easiest way to get to a standing position. You see how there's all this space here? Your guard sucks. Tight into it. When I get up, see that space? Suck yourself into me so that your butt is off the floor and you're connected. Okay? You want to be connected above my hips. Biting. This is a good guard. This makes it difficult for me to stop you from pulling posture. If your butt's on the floor, it's easy for me to start separating myself. So stay connected to people no matter what. The more space that you have built between us, the easier it's going to be for me to break the legs. Step up. Good. Feel the connection. I go to start standing, you immediately grab the ankles. Feet are going to drop down into my hips. Bang. Right at the belt. When you push me back and you start to tip me, if you leave your feet here, when you go to get up, you'll never be able to get up. And I'll use this as a method to break your guard open and start going into passing. So what I want you to do when you tip me backwards is get your legs back inside. If you hold on to my legs as I'm falling, what am I going to do when I hit the floor? Try to get my legs back. When I try to get my legs back, if you have a good firm connection, it'll actually help pull you up onto your feet.
You kind of want to roll up.
Yeah, you want to use my momentum. No big surprise. But you don't want to leave these here halfway through the motion. As soon as you know that I'm falling, you need to get these back in, both of them, so that you can come up on top. Okay? So you control the hips or the ankles, you push, hold it. I would avoid going to two knees. I would think about getting up into combat stance. And this is the way we do it. One leg folds underneath our legs. Right? We've done kind of this exercise before.
Like a death walk.
It kind of, but not really. If we're in a seated position just like this, fold one leg in. Your responsibility now is to get your weight over that foot. So if you're sitting back, you'll never get your butt and your chest and your torso over your leg. But if you pull it in tight and you lean forward and now push down into the floor with your left leg and pull, exactly. You can pull yourself forward. But watch, it's not enough to just come forward. I want to get into an athletic stance where I can drive, pass the guard, shoot a takedown, control my opponent. So I'm going to lean forward, I'm going to lift. This leg is going to pull with my hamstring, so it's easy. And then once I get onto my knee, I'm going to bring my foot back behind. Now I'm in a good offensive passing stance. This is just me kind of sitting on my own foot. Does that make sense? So practice this movement. We're here, we kick. Yes, again. Do the other leg. Kick. And you can eventually just do this seated, right? Where you just go back and forth. Yeah. Turn that foot back behind. Pivot on your knee. Yes, and get back into a powerful drive, like a sprinting position. Right. Okay. So now, you're going to do, let's scoot out this way. You're going to do that exact same thing. You're just going to do it as I'm falling. The only difference is you're going to have control of my ankles. Okay. Here, feet always contouring the hips. If you go here, it's going to be too easy to bypass the legs. Right. You push, retract. You see the consequence of bringing the leg. Did you bring this one in? No.
No.
So I attachment to it. Now I'm going for my own sweeps. I'm going for my own leg locks. The consequence of not getting this in is instead of getting it to come out, you actually put yourself in a different type of danger. You're on top, yes, but there's so much that I can do here. And expose. Okay. So it's super important we get both legs in. One leg can fold, and the other one can go straight down. But I can't let one sit over the hip. I have to get them inside. right as I fall. Go. That was better, but you're still on your knees, and you're within my guard. I want to knee in my thigh. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Either all the way in or all the way out. Better. Do it the other way now. This one folds in this time. No, same. Yeah. Same sweep. Boom.
The other way.
Other way. That's still a good, good stance. But I want you to be able to slice with this knee too, and attack both. Right.
Kind of using it to blow yourself in.
Yeah. If you let your arms stretch out, you won't use any of my momentum. But remember, I'm not going to just fall. I'm going to fall and protect myself. I'm going to bring my legs in. Me using my hip flexors to bring my legs in, if you have attachments to them, is going to help pull you right up on top of you. So now we go from the beginning. You've got me in a closed jaw. I go to a standing position. Boom. You grab, feet in the hips, knock me back, toes in. Good. Good. And remember, yeah, base. You don't want hands ever to go on the floor. You always want to be in a good position inside. If a hand goes to the floor, there's something I can do to start to manipulate it or you. Okay? Like you want to pretend almost like the floor is lava when it comes to jiu-jitsu. The boat, the lifeboat, is your opponent. That's what you can put your hands in. Better, yeah.
So you want to try and get him in?
You want your elbows in, yeah. If your elbows come out, there's too many things that I can do. Too much guard play can take place. Don't try to pull yourself underneath me. That's going to end up bad too. You do need some kind of space to execute. Better. Scooch out here. Right away. Boom. Good. One more time, and then we're going to go into muscle sleep. Grab. Good. So, this is going to be what's most readily available if you can get both ankles. Most people that are good are not going to give you both ankles. They might give you one. It's just like a horse stance, how you're really square in Taekwondo. Most people in the real world situation are going to have an offset stance. They're going to have one leg forward, one leg backwards. It's most common. When you come in my guard and go to stand up, there's going to be scenarios where you on the bottom could have a cross grip, no-gi, could have a cross grip. Could be the case that they are pushing this down so that they can stand on this leg without, or stand on that leg without me being able to attack it. Long story short is, when you get to the top, when you get to a standing position, either I'm here, you're here, or nothing. Go ahead and stand up. If you're square, I'm gonna go after both ankles, and the two posts that you have on the floor are going to be compromised. If you offset, you don't have to worry as much about me getting a hold of that ankle. And a lot of what I have as availability is shutting down. You can feel, right? I'm slipping, coming off the body. So I want to keep my guard locked. I want to underhook that leg. Now, if you think about gravity, what direction is gravity pulling all of us? Straight to the floor. The reason that you have a good base is because your knee is inside of your ankle. Meaning if I wanted to topple you over this way, I'd need to get your knee right above your ankle, or even better, beyond your ankle. Then you would start to tip and fall.
This is kind of a pyramid structure between your legs, a triangle. It makes you strong. But the minute that I were to, you'd start to lose your balance. So I'm gonna first get this underhook, like I'm flexing my muscle, getting it really, really tight. Then I'm gonna use my hip in your thigh to tilt your knee outside the plane of your ankle. We'll just say that this is your ankle, right? Right where my elbow is roughly, is where your ankle is, so gravity is pointing down. I need to get your knee to where my fingers are before you start to tip in earnest. If I get it beyond, you will tip. So that's exactly what I do. I get the underhook on the ankle to stop you from posting out, and I turn my hip and bring you down to the floor. And I don't want you necessarily here. I want you on your side. If you fall straight back, you fall into the mount. So it's actually behooving of you to fall to your side rather than straight back and pull me right on top. All right, go ahead and step up again. Tilt and drive. And if I don't have, what do you think the benefit of this would be for me?
So I can't post.
Right. You have no post now. It's going to be hard for you to get up off this. We'll just assume worst case scenario. Stand up. Get away from me. I tilt the hip out and you fall to the side. And as soon as I tilt your knee right above your ankle, this gets really unstable. So I get here, pull, and get up on your elbow. You want to stay down on the floor. Okay? What are you going to try to do?
Probably move shrimp out.
Can you?
No, not easily.
No. You're going to try to come back up, probably. I'm going to come over this foot. And as you get up under your elbow, that makes sense? So let's practice just the mechanics of the muscle sweep. Go on your back. Lock up your guard. And I stand up. And you're going to underhook my leg deep. Underhook. One. Boom. Usually, you'll have this if you have any decision. Again, this isn't going to work. This is going to get passed. You need to be tight and connected. Yes. Now, my knee, again, bring this up. Highs you can. Right. My knee is here. My ankle is about 4 inches in. So you're going to tilt your hips. Put me down. And come up. Now you can't stay behind my leg forever, so jump your hand over my leg. Good. And this is where you push yourself on top. You kick them out. Or if you get me stuck on my elbow, you can throw a triangle up all the way back on top. You would rather be on top. Lock up guard. Boom. I mean, this is the easiest one. I'm offset, that's the closest one. You underhook that. And you pull it close to you. Yes. Tilt the knee out. Not your knee. Use your hip. Right? And as soon as this happens, you want to stay flat. Get up on your elbow immediately. Good. Now, if I try to come in, push your hip over my body. Remember, you're not trying to sweep me and then sit there and look at me. You're trying to sweep me and get on top. So if you knock me down to the ground and you just stop there, there's just as much a chance that I'm going to get on top of you as you're going to get on top of me. And if you fail that sweep, you might not ever get that chance ever again. So think about the momentum when you take me down to the floor. You're not trying to just put me down to the floor and stop. You're trying to get me down to the floor and get on top. A sweep isn't a sweep unless you get on top. If you break my balance, it's just an attempted sweep. It's not a full sweep. So your goal is to break my balance and to get on top or catch me when I'm trying to get on top of you. If you have a sleeve and I can't get onto my elbow, it's going to be very difficult for me to get on top of you. But if I do get onto my elbow or if I break your grip, you need to continue your pursuit to the mount to get on top. Okay? Good. Which one's the closest? Under. And again, just to put it there isn't enough. You need to bring it up by your head. Just like this. Okay? If you want something to do with your hand, just put it on your hand. Now I can't get that out. But you don't want my knee pointing in. This shuts everything down. You want to use your hip. Right, head height now is super key. If I come up and I start framing here and I get on my elbow, jump to that hand over so that you're not stuck, lift this knee up and throw it over my shoulder. You see how you could trap triangles that way. Now that's cool, it's awesome, but I'd rather be on top, right? So again, you'll knock me down this time and you'll use your elbow, hop over, use your hand, hop over my foot and drive yourself up on top. Okay? Underhook. Boom. Get tight. Tilt your hips. Drive. Hips are yes. Hips. You don't want to end up with your foot behind.
My gosh, I thought
Yeah. Guess what I got?
what? Another ass?
Keys.
Oh!
It happened.
I'm excited about the pickaxe or whatever.
Oh no, War Club? Another War Club for the collection? Tight. Tight, yes. Underhook. Immediately start pulling you into that leg. Okay? I feel like you're really, you feel awkward? Pull that finger tight. Yes. Now tilt out.
Okay.
Okay. Come on.
Okay.
Keep some kind of connection through your shoulders to your hips. I feel like you're twisting your body awkwardly. Be strong when you pull that. Remember, it's a muscle sweep. Be strong through it. Boom. Underhook. Yes. Now I'm doing this. What are you doing? The back. Good. See how it took a long time for you to get there? Do it again. As soon as I hit the floor, try to jump over my leg. Okay. Once you get me down on the floor, you can hold the leg there for a while, but it's only going to prolong you from getting on top. So you want to get used to jumping over it so that you can rise yourself the rest of the way. Other. Yes. Tilt. See how tight I am? Yeah. You don't want to be up there as far away as if you were leaning over me, I would be flat. Yeah, and that's just like underhook, heads off the floor. Yeah, closer. If you leave your head and your shoulders on the floor, super hot. Head up. Now I'm tilt. And I still have a good connection to the guard. Now I'm driving myself cross to free. If you stay on your elbow, or you start fighting, you know, like an elbow escape, you put your elbow in front of you and you like stand there. Here. Take you down. So the goal, ultimately, is to be able to sweep me when I'm here, here, but then when I start to stand, as you've already noticed, it's way harder to hold on. The amount of energy that you have to use to hold me in a guard when I'm standing and you're hanging out, it's probably 4 or 5 times the amount of energy you're gonna have to use if I'm seated on the floor. So we have a host of these different sweeps from knees. Flower, scissor, pendulum, spin sweep. There's more. But we also have to have sweeps when people stand up. And we not only need to have sweeps when people stand up, we need to have sweeps right away. Because if all you do is hang off somebody and their head is like 4 or 5 feet away from you, you try to come up and pull yourself up to them, but what do they have? Frames. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get like 2 or 3 good pulls. You can imagine if you're like wrap your legs around the banana bag, and you pull your face all the way to the bag, and then all the way back down to the floor. No, your core will get tired fast, and even if you were a strong athlete, your core would get tired fast. So the best time to kick people, sweep people from standing, is the moment that they get to stand. Right when they stand up, most of them are shooting. If you've got 2 ankles, you do the double ankle sweep, legs inside, and put yourself on top. So for the more skilled opponent, it's not going to give you 2 ankles at a time because they know why would I do all of my base. That's when the muscle strength becomes an option. Now let's see how we shut it down. If all of your feet are free, I would be I want to stop that and make it hard by taking leaning back and starting to roll your legs in. So just move, even sometimes I'll pass like this. I'll pass and just drop. And you can unwind yourself. You got it. Battle again of the knees. Leg, and you say, right, keep upright, right, let the knee go. And now, instead of continuing to fall, let your weight rest. Push this leg up, or you can justify reaching back underneath. So, the battle of the knee. One more option to defend this. When I go for the underhook, here, step out. That's a preventative measure, but if I get it and you can't high step out, then starts to break apart. That makes sense? So once you get good at this and hitting and timing from the floor, you really have to go with your hip right away. You don't have time to go, I got your leg, now I'm going to do this, now I'm going to do that. You have to underhook right as they're getting to their standing position, you have to take the hips out. Otherwise, they're going to use one of those defenses, shut it down, open your legs, and go under the guard. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you out of the defense. So, you have 2 angles. You can almost better justify we haven't even talked about how you can go into leg locks for 2 days. But if they get under 1, you need to either high step out or you just